This story, okay. I don't know. This one, it hit a nerve for me.
Hit home?
Not that I can relate to it,
Touched
but
your heart?
it made me really sad.
Oh.
And I'll just read the story, but basically the original post was removed by moderators in the AITAH thread. So we reposted it on our /ThreadTalk podcast thread if you guys want to see it there. So as usual, Denver will leave a link in the bottom if you guys want to see. Yeah, I'll just get into the story. The title is, Am I the asshole for losing it on my husband for not taking care of our newborn the whole time I was at work? Using a throwaway, don't need anyone in my real life finding out this shit show of my life. I'm 23 female, my husband is 28 male. We've been married for 4 years, together for 5. We met when I was 17, but didn't officially start dating until I was 18. My husband has done a lot for me, paid for entire semesters of college when my parents refused to complete a FAFSA, encouraged me to take out loans when he/we couldn't afford to pay for my tuition entirely, moved me away from my abusive/toxic family members, but I'm really struggling with this. I had a baby 9 weeks ago. It was a rough birth. I was laid off from a really awesome job working in an office as a customer service rep due to quote-unquote budget cuts, while pregnant. My husband swore he'd take care of us. We'd be able to survive off of one income, etc. All of that bullshit. I went through what little savings I had with a quickness because even though he talked a big game of taking care of us all, he still insisted I pay my share of the bills. I'm still in unemployment appeal hell. I was applying to jobs left and right until I was 38 weeks pregnant and realized no one was going to hire me so close to giving birth. I have a bachelor's degree and literally ended up getting a waitressing job at fucking Cracker Barrel just so I can have income coming in. My husband works a federal government job and has 12 weeks of paid paternal leave. He promised he'd watch over our girl while I worked to quote-unquote save money on daycare. I've been at this waitressing job for a little over a week. It's tough going from an office setting to being on my feet all day. I'm in a lot of pain, but having some job is better than no job, so I just deal. The quality of care that my husband has been giving our daughter is getting worse and worse. I come home to her not being changed, not being fed, or her blowouts are so bad she had shit up her back. I've tried talking nicely. I've tried being reasonable. I even suspected he had male postpartum depression or some shit, and he told me he just couldn't connect with her. And all she does is cry, and it's grating on his nerves. Today was the worst one yet. I came home to my daughter still in her crib, still in the pajamas she was in the night before, after I laid out clothes for her. She was red in the face from crying so much. I started to warm up a bottle and asked my husband, when did he last feed her? His answer was, I don't know, I haven't given her a bottle today. She cries every time I try to hold her. I just lost my shit on him. All hell flew through me, and I couldn't contain my anger. I called him a piece of shit, neglectful father, and asked why the fuck did he knock me up, /refuse, make me feel bad for using condoms if he wasn't going to take care of the child he helped me create. I'm working 8 hours waitressing shifts, making $3 an hour plus tips, still bleeding, feet constantly hurting, trying to dry up this breast milk, all while putting on a fake-ass smile and trying my damnedest to make money in tips to have enough to bring home and pay my fair share of the bills every 2 weeks. I ended up locking baby and myself in the bedroom and told him to just fuck off and leave us alone. Managed to calm my daughter down with a bottle and bath, and now she's napping, but I am still so fucking angry. My husband told his mom, I guess, and tattled on me. My mother-in-law decided to message me and give me a hard time because he doesn't know what he's doing. This is his first time being a parent. And yeah, I pushed a 7-pound watermelon out of my vag, and I'm still not neglecting my baby. I'm so angry and tired of this. Our daughter deserves better. Hell, I deserve better. I sent him a text that he either needs to shape up or ship the fuck out, and his response was, where are you going to go? And now I'm just beyond angry and frustrated with him and his level of care for the child he helped me make. I'm even more angry that he ran to his mom, who can say something shitty to me but can't come over and help her son if he's feeling overwhelmed. My head is spinning, and I just need someone to set me straight. I keep wavering back and forth on if I am an asshole or not over this. I just want my daughter to have a competent father and not a neglectful one. If I could up and leave him to make him face reality, I would, just to show him I'm not fucking around. There's a couple edits, but so far, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like this is really relatable for me right now because my sister just had word.
Yeah.
And with Andrew.
Maybe that's why it's like
hitting
home. Like, yeah.
But like, it's honestly not that hard to take care of a baby. And I mean that like in a sense of like complicated. It's hard, but it's not complicated. It's not that.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
But it's not complicated.
It's not complicated.
It's not rocket science.
It's actually simple.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but it's not hard. It's actually very simple to do. And I mean that in like it's like ABC. It's ABCs almost, like from what I understand. Like Madison was taking us through it. We're helping Andrew. It's you put a bottle, you feed them, you clean them, you clean the diaper, and you hold them. And that's all you have to do in simple steps on repeat. You just have to do that all day. Like they poop 15 times a day.
Well, Andrew does.
Andrew does.
I don't know what the average baby...
I don't know what the average baby is, but it is essentially let them sleep, feed them, clean them. Let them sleep, feed them, clean them.
Yeah.
If they cry, you check their diaper. If their diaper is clean and they are still crying, you bottle them. And if their diaper is clean and their bottle has been fed and they're still crying, and then generally, you try and call to them, and if they're still crying, there's nothing much you can do. It's a colicking baby, you're crying them. But it seems like, from what Madison has been saying, it's rinse and repeat. It's those three things, but you just keep going. It's very simple, but it's very, very repetitive. Mm-hmm. And you have to consistently do it. And the fact that he's like, oh, I don't know, I haven't fed her yet. I'm like, what are you talking about? You haven't fed it. The baby needs to be fed like every hour and a half, every 3 hours. Like
I think Madison said every 4 hours.
Yeah. So it's like you need to wake up in the middle of the night. You need to feed him. You need to feed him through the day, and you need to change his diaper 15 times, like 30
the times that we've been to Madison's, like we've only been there for like a few hours, and it's like every half an hour they're changing diapers. Like
as soon as the baby pees or poops, you change the diaper. You don't change the diaper, every 5 hours or on a schedule or anything. Yeah. No, it's as soon as they pee or poop, you change the diaper. So it's a pretty simple concept. As soon as it gets dirty, you change it. So the fact that he's like leaving the baby and I can't connect, it's like, this is not about connecting. This is about doing the simple things. And if you're still not connecting after that, okay, it is what it is. But it's doing the very simple steps of like, as soon as the diaper gets dirtied, you change it.
Maybe you will connect with her after you actually like provide her necessary like
if you did the work,
a necessary environment so that she can live.
Yeah,
like,
I think he's overwhelmed by how many times he needs to change the diaper, and that's just the reality.
Or feed her. Like I think he's just annoyed with the crying and
like they're not on a 3 meals a day schedule like we are. It's not on a I poop once a day schedule. No, they're gonna keep repeatedly doing that for the first 2 years, essentially.
Yeah. And like, yes, I am not a parent, but I could imagine being a new parent. Like, this is probably very overwhelming for people naturally. Like, everything is new. You don't know what you're doing. But I feel like he's not even trying. He's not trying hard enough to like connect with it or even just keep her alive.
It's not even about like connecting.
I know.
I feel like that is a sorry ass excuse. You need to put in the work.
Yeah.
Change the diapers, bottle, rinse and repeat. Yeah. Change the clothes, change the diapers, bottle, bath it once a couple days, and watch it as it naps, and it's rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Burp it. It's not about connecting. It's about getting the job done, doing the freaking job.
Yeah.
So at this point, even though he's on parental leave, I would be like, no, you're going back to work. You said whatever. I'm not working. I'm not leaving my child alone. You're going back to work, and we can figure the bills out. If we got to make cuts on other stuff, I'm not buying clothes for whatever, but we're going on to this one income that you promised, and I would force him into it. Be like, I am not going to work anymore. I am staying here. If you want to lose the roof over our head.
It just made me really sad. She literally said, like, I'm still bleeding from my birth. Like, the birth was, like...
9 weeks
traumatic. She cannot be up on her feet waitressing.
No, and you can't be going to work when your husband is incompetent. So after that, I would come home. The first day I come home and it's in a dirty diaper. I'm pissed, and that's it. I come home twice. That's it. I'm not going to work anymore. I don't trust you.
Yeah, that's it. Like, you literally can't trust him. Like, he's just a terrible person all around.
Yeah, piece of shit.
There's a couple edits for you guys saying, leave now. I have $6 to my name. If I could leave, I would. I'm going to social services on Monday. The domestic violence hotline was able to connect me to one shelter, and they're trying to find placement for us for the weekend. Stop messaging me that I should have aborted my baby or given her up for adoption. If I had known my husband would be so fucking awful at taking care of her, I would have never had her at all. Can't exactly turn back that clock. Some of you guys need a lesson in empathy. I do not want this to continue.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know about the saying leave now and stuff. Why does she need to leave? She needs to stay home, I feel like. Am I wrong here? Like, they're saying leave your husband and stuff, but like...
Yeah, I think she should be leaving.
But where's she going to go? Unless she has support with, like, where she's going to go live with her family or stuff. If she has nowhere to go and they're talking about placement for a shelter, like, isn't it... don't get me wrong, but like she's not talking about domestic abuse or anything. She's just talking about neglect on his part on taking care of the baby. No,
I think that does translate into like domestic abuse though, for the baby.
Yeah, but if she's home to take care of the baby 24/7 and it's his responsibility to make sure that the electric bill is still paid, if you're like, I'm staying home, I'm taking care of the baby, like if she's not worried about actually being abused, I don't know. Am I wrong?
I think so.
Okay. Because I'm just like, aren't you better off in the house with the roof over your head and food in the fridge to take care of your baby and not have to go to work versus going to a shelter?
Could you imagine though living with someone who just neglected your baby like that? Like,
yeah, no, I'm not saying it's good or anything, but wouldn't you take the person and just say, stay the fuck over there in that corner?
I don't know. I wouldn't be comfortable staying in the house with them. You don't know what they're going to do to the baby.
No, I don't know, but I'm just trying to...
Like, neglect is the first step, I feel. And then, like, I don't know, what if she's crying in the middle of the night? Like, the baby's crying and he can't deal with it. Like...
Yeah, so, I mean, if there's signs of that, like he can't deal with it,
well,
then leave.
Sometimes it's too late, though.
That's true.
People get out too late. And
I guess.
Out of two.
Okay.
Shelter won't have space for us until Monday. Literally asking old coworkers and the 3 friends I have left if they can loan me money to get a hotel room for the weekend. I have a to-do list for Monday, with social services and calling lawyers and seeing whatever the hell else can be done next week. This sucks. I feel horrible for my daughter and keep going from crying to being angry and full of rage again. My daughter deserves better, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure this never happens again to either of us. Thank God I have an IUD and he can't knock me up again. I feel both helpless and just wanting to escape again. Here's hoping I have some success and can update y'all on Monday over everything.
An IUD? Be like, bro, we're not having sex anymore.
There's another update. Edit. To clarify, I am not having sex with my husband. I got the IUD to have more permanent birth control since he was pressuring me to have sex before I was ready / even before the 6-week mark.
Okay, fuck this guy.
I do not want to end up with another kid / Irish twins because of his refusal to wear condoms. I'm going to call lawyers on Monday to talk about divorce. I don't want to be with him any longer and I want better for myself and my daughter. People are asking if I have a GoFundMe. I don't, but I have Cash App and Zelle. I don't know what that is. Sorry. I didn't expect this post to blow up with over 500 messages in my inbox, but you guys, I'm trying. I'm doing my best to get away from him and keep him out of our lives for good. Edit 4. I ended up taking my girl to the hospital and we've been here all night. It's almost 5 a.m. and I've gotten maybe 4 hours of sleep in the past 24 hours. I will update everyone on what's going on, but so many people have asked if I have a GoFundMe. I just made one and here's the link. We are safe, we are okay. Monday can't get here soon enough so we can begin rebuilding back our lives away from him. I am so exhausted and angry and sad and feeling all the emotions, but we're going to get through this. I will update you guys in a couple of days.
Wow, so it sounds like she really wants to get away from him, because in my head I was thinking like, you know, my first thing would be, okay, I'm not going to work anymore. I'm staying home to take care of the baby and you can go back to work. But it sounds like she really wants to get as far away from him as possible, because who knows how darker that could turn. Like, it starts with neglect and who knows where it's going to go from there. But yeah, divorce. And then he has to pay child support.
Exactly.
And then you can stay home and take care of the baby.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons I'm really impacted by the story is I think we see a lot of people like post on here and then they're like, I don't know what to do. Do I leave or do I not? This girl is literally like, I can't leave, but I'm leaving. Like, I have $0 to my name, but I know it's best for me and my baby to leave. Like, anything would be better than staying in a house with him. And
Exactly.
I feel like that's rare. Like, no, like a lot of people like aren't this strong, and like it's hard to be.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, I really applaud her. And when I was reading this, I was crying, but like I just feel like she is so strong for doing what's best for her and the baby, especially the baby.
I agree. Like, yeah, because I feel like it just hits harder because, you know, we've had Madison and we've been the Andrew, and it's like, it's a 24/7 job to take care of a baby. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how you can work and take care of a baby at the same time. Like, it is pretty much a full-time job for one person.
This is why I put it in the modern day issues, because before it was common for only one income.
Yeah, now
to be provided.
she's forced to
Now,
work.
Yeah, like now in today's economy, like both parents, you usually have to have a double income household to raise babies or raise a kid.
Yeah, like I feel like if you want your wife to have your child, you need to be able to and be a mother and a stay-at-home, just to be a mom. Like, you need to be a stay-at-home mom, especially like for the beginning. You need to be able to take care, like, one person who needs to be that primary caregiver and the other person needs to go to work, whatever gender role that wants to be. I mean, usually it's the mom because they're the incubator, so it's always a closer attachment. But like, hey, if you're like, hey, I want to have kids and I still want to work, I feel like one person in the relationship needs to make enough money for both of them, because one of them needs to be a stay-at-home parent for a pretty long time before they can go to daycare.
But it is the reality that most people can't afford that.
Exactly.
So,
and that's a huge modern day problem.
Yeah. So there is another update. And by the way, when I reposted this on our thread, I did put the link to the GoFundMe. So anybody who wants to donate, we've never done this before, but I just feel like I really, really want to help her out. And I asked her like if I can share all of her information and everything. And she was really appreciative and grateful that we were sharing this. So if you guys would like to help out and you have the means to, the GoFundMe is on our ThreadTalk page. And we've already donated. I sent her a PayPal last night. But yeah, anything helps. I think, yeah, I just feel like I want to help as much as we can. And we have a platform to do that.
We can do that, yeah.
So, okay, there is another update. This was posted 3 hours ago. Hey guys, I'm back with a small update. First things first, I ended up taking baby girl to the hospital last night after my soon-to-be ex-husband left to go drink or do whatever. I waited until he was gone and packed a small bag with all of our important information and went to the emergency room since my daughter's pediatrics is closed until Monday. She was looked over and they kept her overnight for observation after I told them everything. She had a rash, they tested for a UTI, and I expressed my concerns over her having shaken baby syndrome, which wasn't something that even crossed my mind until a lot of people mentioned it in my first comments. The emergency room doctor said she was alert and bright and very unhappy with the IV. She cried so hard when they stuck the needle in her. So they wanted to observe her first before putting her through a CT scan. She was dehydrated, so she had the IV put in. I'm gonna cry, I'm sorry.
Holy fuck, yeah, like literally.
I don't know, I'm gonna read the rest of this. I think I maybe got 4 hours of sleep throughout the whole ordeal. She is such a happy, smiley... I'm crying, sorry. I can't. She is such a happy, smiley, drooly little baby, and my fucking heart breaks for what she had to deal with at the hands of her father. I don't know, I'm gonna read the rest of this. I'm really sorry. I will have to have a CPS case opened against me and her father for his neglect. I'm going to cooperate with them so it helps me gain as much physical and legal custody over her. I don't feel confident that when we divorce and he is granted some type of custody, this won't happen again. since I called out of both my weekend shifts and Monday shift to go to the social services, best believe I'm applying to everything. SNAP, WIC, TANF, medical insurance, etc. I don't think I will have a job at Cracker Barrel much longer, but I literally took that job just to have a job. A couple people messaged me with remote jobs that I might be able to get with my degree. Once we're settled in the shelter, I'm also hoping they will be able to help me find a decent job, hire an attorney that won't cost me $5,000 for me to divorce my husband, and help me set up child support payments. He can fuck all the way off into the sunset for all I care, but I didn't knock myself up by myself. So many of you were kind, offering me places to crash and support. I am so grateful and cried a lot. A lot of you have been in my situation and gave me words of hope when I was feeling really, really down and dumb over my choices. I have a hotel room for the next 2 nights, thanks to awesome people in this sub. We are going to the shelter on Monday, where we can start rebuilding pieces of our lives, and honestly, I wouldn't shed a tear if my soon-to-be ex decides to just give up on his parental rights. I've practically been a single parent for the last 9 weeks. What's another 18 years of doing it by myself? I literally left with the clothes on my back and a bag for us both to share, so the thought of just starting from scratch is terrifying, but I know it is what I have to do. I know a lot of people were worried about us and our safety, but we are safe. We are okay for the most part. I still go back and forth from sadness to rage to feeling down and being angry at my 17-year-old self for thinking an older man would take care of me, and it turned out to be a bunch of lies. I have blocked my mother-in-law and soon-to-be ex, and I'm genuinely thinking of changing my phone number to cut off all communication with both of them, unless I'm ordered to by a court or something. I just want to wash my hands clean of him and pretend he doesn't exist. I can never trust him, or his mom really, again with my daughter. As someone who didn't grow up with a father and it made my mom hate me because I looked like him, I have a very clear memory of her throwing a pot of water at me because I made a face that looked like my dad's. Part of me hurts for my daughter because I sure picked a shitty sperm donor for her, but she deserves so much better than him. I will post again on Monday for everyone once we are safe in the shelter.
Oh my God, I'm hurting right now. Like, not only did she go through like a fucking terrible childhood with her mom, and then like, yeah, like mother-in-law is a piece of shit who raised a piece of shit son. You know the son's going to be a piece of shit when the mother-in-law is not even coming to help with his newborn baby.
Yeah.
Like, she couldn't even come over and lend a hand. Obviously, he sucks at doing it because he doesn't... Like, I just feel like those are...
enabling him.
Those are, like, coordinated. Like, they're linked. Like, him being a shitty parent and her not coming over to help is, like... Wow, that makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
I'm happy she left now. Oh, my God.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I didn't even think about that. The shaken baby syndrome, because like he's so fucking neglectful and he's probably tired of hearing the baby cry because he's not fucking changing the diaper or feeding her, and he's shut up. And oh my God. Yeah, no. Originally at first I was like, you know, would it make more sense to quit your job and just put it on him and, you know, whatever? But like, no, you need to get away. Like, you can't trust him. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. For those watching on TikTok or Reels, we have the GoFundMe for Amelia in our bio, and we will keep up with Amelia and her updates and try to give you guys updates as soon as we can. For those who also maybe just want to donate through Venmo or PayPal, she gave me permission to share that information as well. So her Venmo is EMIT13 and her PayPal is EMIWREN8@gmail.com. And again, GoFundMe, it will be on our ThreadTalk and link down below.
Yeah. My heart hurts.
I hope she gets the help that she needs. This one just made me really sad. And it made me realize, like, maybe we can help people in the future. Like,
yeah, I mean, we have the platform to do that, and
I never thought of that before.
That's kind of I love Reddit too, from like the story that we had about the traveling person who like got left on the traveling partner to this one, and somebody like reached out and was going to try and help her get a position with like the actual degree that she got from college. There's a lot of nice people out there.
Yeah, and I the comments are so wholesome. Like, all the comments, like, everybody is trying to help her. So that makes me feel a little bit better that she is getting a lot of support from Reddit. But yeah, we obviously want to help as much as we can as well.
Yeah, I would also say don't block them. Don't block the mother-in-law. Don't block him. Don't pick up their phone calls, but
But
let any shitty text messages come through onto your
yeah,
phone, because that's more evidence for you
that's
for
true.
going for full custody.
That is true.
So yeah, never. I would say never block your abuser unless you know that they're somehow tracking you. Every situation is different, but I would think that the more evidence that you can get from an abusive person coming onto your phone, the better it is in your case for restraining order, suing for custody, anything like that. The more evidence that you can collect of terrible text messages that you're sending your way, the better off you are.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's the smartest thing to do. It might be hard to like see all those texts come in and stuff,
but I think it'd be worth it if you can use it
yeah,
to yourself in the long run.
yeah. All right. Shall we move on? Amelia, we are thinking about you and we will be in touch.
Yes.